forecast. Isn't quite what we want, but we'll deal with it, Jim.
Thank you, quote unquote.
The general election less than a week away. Idaho's governor, the attorney general, and secretary of state, they are all up for election.
There are more localized races, too, not only in the state legislature, but also, for example, the race for Ada County Sheriff. Republican incumbent Matthew Clifford faces Democratic challenger Victor McCraw.
And for some background on these candidates for you, Matt Clifford is currently the Ada County Sheriff. He was appointed last summer after serving as the City of Eagles police chief.
Victor McCraw is a consultant for several law enforcement agencies. He served as the director for the Idaho Peace Officer Standards and Training, or POST, before that. So both candidates have experience in law enforcement.
Our Abby Davis sat down with both of them.
What do you think right now is the biggest issue facing the county?
I think right now our biggest battle is going to be fentanyl.
Right now it's our population growth. It's understanding where we're at and what's going to be needed.
As long as we can keep educating our deputies, equipping them properly, and actively fighting the fentanyl crisis that we have here in Idaho, that hopefully we can kind of get a hold on that.
With a growing population, you're going to need more deputies. You are going to most likely need that bigger jail. However, if you continue to do business the way that you always have, you're going to run into problems. It's inevitable that you're going to run into problems.
One of those problems, a staffing shortage. Right now, Clifford says there are 60 openings. He says they're trying to hire someone whose primary job would be recruiting.
If you look at modern day recruiting techniques for law enforcement, I think we're a little bit off on how we're using those and have been historically. So we're hoping this recruiter comes in and takes advantage of a lot more techniques, are able to identify, here are the generations we're actually looking to recruit, here's the best way to help them understand what the job requires and what the benefits are of having a career here.
Becoming that agency that everyone sees that there's something for them to be had there and they can have success and a rewarding career there is the most important thing. We're going to have to survey folks. Folks that apply with the agency and then decide not to come on board, we really need to go after them and find out why. Why did you make a different decision? Folks that do come on board and end up leaving our agency before retirement, we really need to find out why.
Diversity is another concern. Currently, there are no women above the rank of sergeant.
I think we need to reach out to women and say, this is a job you can do. Maybe you haven't thought about it, or maybe something in your background or in our culture has told you that you shouldn't or can't, but they're out there and there are a lot of them.
Having a diverse group of people advising the sheriff on what's going on and how it should be handled is ultimately important, whether that be racial minorities, gender minorities, whoever within the agency.
If elected, Clifford says providing incentives for current employees is a priority. Last month, he says employees got a 5% plus $1 raise.
We saw some of our entry-level employees making the same or less than people working at fast food restaurants when we're having them deal with, privileged information, and they got to have background checks and polygraphs. Well, that's an important job even at our entry level.
On the other hand, McCraw says increasing transparency between the sheriff's office and community members is one of his top goals.
One of the things I'd like to do is form a citizens advisory committee and delegate to them the duties of creating a feedback system so that we get accurate feedback from the community, especially those who haven't had a voice, and we have an ongoing evaluation process so that we know what our impact is, not just what we're doing up front.
Now, besides unincorporated Ada County, the Sheriff's Office provides law enforcement as well for the cities of Kuna, Star, and Eagle. And as those cities sprawl out and more people move in, demand for those services is going to keep going up.
Well, we asked both candidates whether they think that contract model works. Both of them said yes, and that they wouldn't change it right now.